intended for listeners who are blind, have low vision, or have another print disability, which makes reading, holding a book, or turning a page difficult or impossible. The content is copyrighted by the respective publishers. For more information, please visit us on the web at nfradioreading.org.
Around Our Area continues now on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Your reader for this hour is Sally Herzog. Now we go to our first paper, the Orchard Park Bee, and this is the Thursday, December 11th, 2025 edition. What our first article? Board of Education gives update on capital improvement project. This is by Joseph Clenard. Orchard Park Central School District Superintendent David Lillick gave an update on the district's capital improvement project during this week's Board of Education meeting. During this presentation, Lillick went over the progress the district has made on the project that started in 2022, with Phase 4 and 6 still awaiting completion. Phase 5, which was completed last summer, involved rooftop HVAC units at Orchard Park High School being replaced. Phase 4 has incidental reconciliation in progress and additions and building work to the elementary schools being complete within the next 2 months. Phase 6 involves several renovations to the high school and middle school. However, due to cost escalation over the past 5 years, certain things originally included in the phase are no longer part of it. The escalation took the original project cost of $114 million and raised it to $192.1 million, an increase of 70%. Items no longer included in Phase 6 include additions to the music department in both schools, a new pool for the high school, and a full drive connecting the middle school to Thorn Avenue. As a whole, the project is on pace to now be completed under the projected $114 million budget and be finished before the 2026 school year. Another presentation was given by Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum, Sarah Hornig, Director of Curriculum, Aaron Grubka, and Director of Special Education, Betsy DiCanio, regarding the strategic plan update for the elementary schools and the middle school. The goal laid out in the presentation is to increase overall student proficiency across all content areas on grades 3 through 8, New York State assessment from 65% in 2024 to 75%. To reach that goal, 4 objectives were laid out that each assess a different demographic to ensure that all students are contributing to the proficiency rate rising. Those objectives include supporting economically disadvantaged students, supporting students with disabilities, raising mastery rates of all students, and improving early literacy. Also discussed during the presentation were several student progress teams and programs that provide target supports for students who are struggling academically. Some of those progress teams include Data Day, which impacts all students 3 times a year, MTSS, which impacts referred students a few times a month, and CSE, which is scheduled based on annual review dates for eligible students. Additionally, the Orchard Park Central School District offers academic intervention services, which is a state-required support program designed to help students who are not meeting grade level expectations in reading or math. According to enrollment data from December 1st, the percentage of students receiving AIS services is lower than the percentage of students below the grade level benchmark for math and ELA in grades K through 5, with the exception of first grade. During a Points of Pride presentation, Lillick discussed several events that took place in the school district over the past month including a collaboration with the Academy of Finance and the Buffalo Comedy Collective for students' workshops at the high school. The Ellicott Elementary Turkey Trot, an Orchard Park Methodist Church donation of $1,000 in gift cards, and the annual Buffalo Polar Plunge. The board also accepted 2 separate donations during this month's meeting. The first donation of $200 from Erie County Agricultural Society to cover transportation costs for 2 buses for Wyndham Elementary School to attend the Farm to Table program at the Agricultural Center. The second donation of $600 from the Buffalo AKG Art Gallery to cover transportation costs for 3 buses for a Wyndham Elementary field trip. Fantastic Friends of Western New York expands to larger facility in Orchard Park. This is by Emma McGillicuddy. Fantastic Friends of Western New York, a nonprofit that provides social and recreational programs for individuals with special needs, has expanded its services after relocating to a larger facility at 4000 California Road, Suite D in Orchard Park. The organization, which serves participants from age 5 through adulthood, doubled its available space with the opening of its new headquarters. The additional room allows the nonprofit to broaden its weekly programming, including arts and crafts, sports, baking, culinary, life skills, science activities, and creative writing. It also increases the organization's capacity to serve more families. The expansion followed years of steady growth. Assistant Director Lindsay Bessie said the move was driven by increased demand for services and the need for a more financially sustainable long-term location. Since 2017, we have served the Western New York community from our original location in Cheektowaga, Bessie said. We expanded from one facility to a second and added a culinary kitchen. By 2022, the need for our services made it clear that we required major expansion. The nonprofit had planned a new building in Cheektowaga, but the cost was determined to be too high. The relocation opportunity came through a partnership with Wings Flights of Hope after learning about a new building under construction on its Orchard Park property. The opportunity to move into an affordable new space instead of undertaking a costly project was a significant factor in securing our future, Bessie said. Co-locating with another nonprofit that serves the community aligned well with our mission. Bessie said the new facility includes a larger main room that can be used as open space or divided with a retractable door to hold 2 programs at the same time. This layout has increased overall program capacity and allows for concurrent classes. The size of the facility also makes it possible to offer indoor sports and movement activities throughout the year. The culinary program now operates in a larger, fully equipped kitchen that can accommodate more participants per session. The increased square footage allows for greater flexibility, more specialized programming, and the ability to serve more members each day, she said. The move also allowed Fantastic Friends to introduce a drop-off play program for ages 5 through 9. The sensory-friendly program includes interactive activities designed for young participants. Families can expect a high staff-to-participant ratio, a large sensory room for emotional regulation, and adaptive programming that adjusts pacing and engagement based on individual needs. Traditional programming is not able to accommodate the majority of individuals with special needs. Our programs are designed specifically for participants beginning at age 5 and continuing through senior citizens, Bessie said. Families have also responded positively to improvements made for caregivers. The new parent lounge includes coffee and a one-way viewing room that looks into both sides of the main program space. This feature allows caregivers to observe their loved ones while also supporting their growing independence, she said. The new facility provides benefits for the entire family. As part of the expansion, Fantastic Friends is introducing new fundraising activities open to the public, including cookie decorating classes that will support programming. The organization also plans to offer adult culinary classes taught by a professional chef. For families learning about the organization for the first time, Bessie said the nonprofit's philosophy centers on inclusion. We want families across Western New York to know about the opportunities and supportive community we provide. No one is turned away, she said. Fantastic Friends also plans to launch caregiver support groups that will run at the same time as participant programs to give families a chance to connect while their loved ones take part in activities. Our goal is to provide a welcoming place where individuals with special needs and their families can participate in programs designed for their interests and needs, Bessie said. Turning grief into steel, American Legion Post 735 hosts annual Pearl Harbor Remembrance Ceremony. This is by Eric Kepler. It's sometimes called the day that changed the world forever, without a trace of hyperbole. It's more commonly known as the Day of Infamy, when Japan launched the surprise attack against the U.S. Pacific Fleet in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, on December 7, 1941. That attack propelled the United States into World War II and gave rise to what is often called the country's greatest generation. Each year, the number of survivors grows smaller, but their courage and determination must never be forgotten, said Dan Lagoda, commander of West Seneca's American Legion Post 735, that hosted its 37th annual Pearl Harbor Remembrance Ceremony, one of the few remaining such events in the area. On what was later dubbed by President Franklin Delano Roosevelt as a date which will live in infamy, Japan attacked Pearl Harbor with 353 aircraft. More than 2,400 military personnel and civilians were killed, and 1,178 were wounded in the bombing raid. The attack sank or severely damaged 18 ships, including 8 battleships, 3 light cruisers, 3 destroyers, and 4 support vessels. On the airfields around Pearl Harbor, the Japanese destroyed 161 American planes and seriously damaged another 102 aircraft. The harbor facilities were also badly damaged. The response from the American servicemen was extraordinary that day, as 15 Congressional Medals of Honor were awarded, along with 51 Navy Cross Awards and 63 Silver Stars. As years have passed, it is estimated that there are only about 10 survivors left from that survivors attack, or surprise attack. Sons, brothers, husbands, ordinary Americans that were thrust into extraordinary circumstances, said West Seneca Supervisor Gary Dixon, the first speaker of the event. The attack woke a sleeping giant, turning grief into steel. It didn't break us, it forged us. We remember not the defeat, but the defiance. In a ceremony that was forced indoors for the second straight year by poor weather, Lagoda opened the proceedings with a welcome that emphasized the need to remember the heroism and sacrifice of that generation, especially those that were in Pearl Harbor on that fateful morning. Post Chaplain Tom Potosek gave the opening prayer and was followed by a rendition of the national anthem from veteran and Pearl Harp recipient Michael Hart. Veteran units on hand included Marine Corps League Detachment 239, Veterans of Foreign Wars VFW Post 8113, Navy Seabee Veterans of American Island X5 AM, or AMVETS Post 9113, 82nd Airborne, and American Legion Post 735. Dixon also noted that advances in science and forensic have made it possible to positively identify the remains of some of the victims of the attack as recently as a few months ago. Every time they can identify someone, it's a bridge to 1941, Dixon said. It reinforces for them, we served, we mattered. Congressman Tim Kennedy was the second speaker. We live in the greatest country in the history of the world, thanks to our veterans, Kennedy said. That day galvanized us, and today we recognize their service and their sacrifice. Thank you for continuing this tradition in West Seneca. You serve as a model for the rest of Western New York and the rest of the country. The ceremony concluded with a 3-volley salute, the playing of taps, and a closing prayer from Potosek. Before we go to our next paper, we'd like to tell you you're listening to Around Our Area on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. And we move on to the East Aurora Bee, and this is the Thursday, December 11th, 2025 edition. And our first article, Marilla resident presented Liberty Medal for providing off-duty life-saving care last year. New York State Patrick M. Gallivan recently awarded Marilla resident Gregory Jankowiak, a lieutenant with the New York State Police, the New York State Senate Liberty Medal for providing life-saving medical care to a bicyclist last year. In July of 2024, Jankowiak encountered a bicyclist experiencing cardiac event on Two Rod Road in the town of Alden. Lieutenant Jankowiak used his personal vehicle to block traffic, call 911, and provide critical medical care, including CPR, until first responders from Marilla Fire Department arrived and rushed the man to Mercy Hospital. The bicyclist was since made a full recovery. Lieutenant Jankowiak's quick actions undoubtedly saved this man's life, Senator Gallivan, a former Erie County sheriff, said. While off duty at the time, Greg used his training as a trooper and a volunteer firefighter to help someone in need. I thank him for his efforts, his compassion, and his commitment to public service. I am proud to present him with the Liberty Medal. Earlier this year, the New York State Police recognized Lieutenant Jankowiak with the Superintendent's Commendation Award. The Liberty Medal is one of the highest civilian honors that a New York resident can receive and is awarded to individuals who have merited special commendation for exceptional, heroic, or humanitarian acts and achievements on behalf of their fellow New Yorkers. Community Hall Director aims to create cherished experiences for local residents. This is by Rachel Ross. Growing up down the street from the South Wales Community Hall, Katie Crawford fondly remembers the building as a place where she made cherished childhood memories. Now as director of the hall, with children of her own, Crawford aims to recreate her experience for the next generation and extend the historic property's legacy of bringing the community together. Crawford started volunteering at the Hall about 7 years ago, hoping to reintroduce events to the community like the ones she remembers fondly from childhood. As time passed, they didn't have any more activities at the Hall like they did when I was a kid, Crawford said. I went on the hunt and found a way to join the Hall to create more opportunities for my children and the kids in the neighborhood to have the same memories that I did. Around the same time, Crawford started pursuing a new career in real estate, currently operating as an associate broker for Trank Real Estate. Crawford said the transition not only allowed her the opportunity to start getting involved in the community hall, but also to spend more time with her family. I wanted to spend more time with my family, and real estate seemed to be the way to go, Crawford said. I just happened to be able to make my own schedule with real estate, so I got to fit in more time volunteering at the Hall. Since getting involved with the Hall, Crawford said their biggest event of the year has become their annual community fair, which features a variety of activities and attractions, including live music, games, and a car show. The Hall regularly hosts a variety of workshops and classes and other special events, like the fair, throughout the year, such as last Saturday's Pearl Harbor Remembrance Showcase. Another local real estate agent posted on Facebook her grandfather's journal from when he was at Pearl Harbor, and it was very moving to see his first-hand account of what happened, Crawford said. I reached out to the real estate agent and I said, I think this would be really great to share with the public. So we got together and we went through stuff so the public can see what he saw. For Crawford, being able to contribute to the Hall is not only about creating new experiences for the community, but preserving the building's legacy and all that it stands for. I found out that a single female started the Hall back in the 20s, and it was very moving to see that. And I also found out that my great-grandfather was part of starting the Hall, and my family never knew about it, Crawford said. Maybe that's why I've been called to do it so much. It's really nice to see everybody come together and just be part of the community and see people who haven't seen each other in 20 years and just have that sense of community again. Crawford said the Hall is always open to new event ideas and helping the people of South Wales community share their talents and passions with others. We would love to have more ideas, Crawford said. She continued, people with passion that just want to share their story, their passion, their talent. We're just open to anything and everything, really, just to bring people together. Those interested in learning more about events or volunteer opportunities can do so by emailing the Hall at southwalescommunityhall@gmail.com. Great Erie Federal Credit Union collects gifts for nonprofit Senior Wishes. Smiles, gifts, and true spirit of the holidays will bring warmth and cheer to more than 300 local seniors, thanks to the generosity of staff, credit union members, and the public who dropped off donation items at the East Aurora and Orchard Park branches of Great Erie Federal Credit Union. Collected items from this month-long collection include blankets, stuffed animals, socks, hats, gloves, and word find puzzle books. It's the highlight of the year to deliver gifts as part of Simple Wishes for the Holidays, a program run by Senior Wishes since 2016. The goal is to find isolated and lonely seniors within our community and remind them that they are not forgotten over the holidays. Senior Wishes aims to spread joy by providing a friendly visit and a gift bag containing a soft blanket, stuffed animal, word puzzles, and an item the senior has requested. The donated items from Great Erie FCU will be combined with gift purchases from our Amazon wish list to provide gifts for seniors in need. Community and corporate support for these seniors has allowed this program to have a greater impact each year. In addition to supporting individual seniors, Senior Wishes has adopted residents at Humboldt House Nursing Center in Buffalo and Chillicothe Health Center in Niagara Falls. Each resident will be provided with new pajamas, along with a stuffed animal, blanket, and puzzle book. Residents are always so surprised to see us walk in with a gift bag for them, and it's wonderful to see their faces brighten up, said Wendy Miller Backman, Executive Director of Senior Wishes. We look forward to this every year. For more information on the Senior Wishes program, visit www.seniorwishes.org or call 716-508-2121. All donations made to Senior Wishes are tax deductible. A new way to connect and reconnect with your chamber community. This is by Victoria Sturman, Executive Director for the Greater East Aurora Chamber. Here at the Greater East Aurora Chamber of Commerce, we consider ourselves connectors, whether it's business to business, business to customer, or community to opportunity. One of our primary goals is to help businesses and nonprofits connect with the people and organizations that can help them grow and succeed. As we wrap up our challenging year for many local businesses and organizations, we're excited to introduce something new for 2026, a $100 introductory membership rate. This Get to Know Us rate is for 1 year, but it gives you the chance to see what the Chamber is all about, how we can help you grow and market yourself, as well as connect you with the services and resources you need. After that first year, your membership will renew at the regular level based on your employee size. This special rate is available to brand new members as well as former members who are ready to rejoin the Chamber family and participate in our new and exciting membership benefits. Why now? Because visibility matters more than ever. Think of your Chamber membership as part of your marketing plan. Our online directory has excellent search engine performance, helping members appear at the top of Google searches. Our social media platforms recently reached viral levels of engagement, giving us an even stronger reach when we share member news, promotions, and events. We also offer a mix of free and paid email marketing options and maintain strong relationships with local and regional publications, creating multiple avenues to highlight your business or organization. But membership is about more than marketing. It's about building relationships. Our networking events, mixers, workshops, and community celebrations create meaningful opportunities for you to connect with customers, collaborate with other businesses, and stay in the know about what's happening across our town and villages. Whether you're launching a new business, expanding your current one, or simply looking to plug into a supportive business community, the Chamber is here to help you grow. We're also preparing to launch something we're truly excited about, an updated Chamber health insurance program. This improved offering will provide more flexible options for businesses and nonprofits, and participation is limited to Chamber members. By joining now, you'll be part of the soft launch and positioned to take advantage of these new benefits as they roll out. If you've been considering joining, or considering coming back, this is the perfect moment. For just $100, you'll have access to a full year of increased visibility, new connections, and resources designed to support your success in 2026 and beyond. Joining our membership is easy through our online application, which can be found at www.eanycc.com. Just click on the Join Now button on our homepage. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out at 716-652-8444 or at vsturman@eany.cc.com. We'll love to welcome you in. After all, the Chamber isn't just an organization, it's a community, and you belong here. Before we move to our next paper, we'd like to tell you you're listening to Around Our Area on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. And we move to the West Seneca Bee, and this is the Thursday, December 11th, 2025 edition. Our first article, students raise over $12,000 for polar plunge. For the third year in a row, students from West Seneca East and West High Schools participated in the annual polar plunge under the combined Team 1 West Seneca, raising $12,565 for Special Olympics, New York. According to team captain and special education teacher Jill Rappold, over 50 students plunged into the icy waters at Woodlawn Beach State Park on Friday, December 5th, as part of the event's Cool School Division, along with approximately 1,000 other participants from area schools. This marked the second day of the event, with Thursday, December 4th, initiating this year's plunge through the Toss the Boss Corporate Challenge Division. The final day of the event, Saturday, December 6th, marked the community plunge, where over 1,000 participants gathered to take the dive together. Rappold said that one West Seneca was among the top 10 fundraising school teams, earning them a banner and reserved spot in the event tent. Since their first year participating in the event, one West Seneca has grown significantly, expanding their team from an original 10 participants. Co-advisor and occupational therapist Allison Janiga said the team is already looking forward to plunging again. We had so much fun and really are looking forward to next year, Janiga said. Along with Janiga and her other co-advisor, Kelly Moore, Rappold would like to thank East Aurora Principal Jason Winicki and Vice Principal Andrew Lanigan, as well as West Seneca Unified Advisors Jody Smith and Ashley Bonato, and Principal John Brinker. More information about Special Olympics, New York, and how to support the cause can be found on their website at specialolympicsny.org. Sure, we'll take your yard waste. This is by Eric Kepler. Who would have guessed that there's good money in municipal yard waste if you have the proper facilities? The town of West Seneca does, in fact, have the right processing equipment and is making the most of it by extending an intermunicipal agreement with the town of Cheektowaga. It was a trial run this year, said West Seneca Highway Superintendent Brian Adams. It worked out very well for us and brought us a decent amount of revenue. Essentially, we're taking all of the grass and yard waste from the town of Cheektowaga and we're processing it in our compost facility. According to the agreement, yard waste consists of grass cuttings, leaves, and tree branches, not to exceed 6 inches in diameter. The waste will be delivered to the West Seneca composting facility on Mineral Springs Road, with Cheektowaga also filing a certificate of comprehensive liability insurance. For the period of May 1st to November 29th, 2025, Cheektowaga paid West Seneca $75,000 for the service. For May 1st to November 25th, 2026, that increased to $80,000. Both towns have the option to extend the agreement by 1 year. This money helps offset some of our operating costs and maintenance of equipment, and also gives us some money to upgrade our equipment, Adams said. So we're going to do another year with the town of Cheektowaga, and then we'll take it year by year. Once the compost is processed, West Seneca offers free mulch to residents, but they're also able to turn additional profit by selling the material elsewhere. We're limited to what we can hold per DEC, but it's been working out well because we're also getting more revenue by selling the products to bigger companies that need it for big projects, Adams said. So, in addition to the $75,000 we're pulling in, roughly another $10,000 to $20,000 a year in sales. While it's not ideal for Cheektowaga, it's still the town's best option. Lacking the necessary facilities, the town had put out a request for bids to independent contractors for the acceptance of yard waste. However, all of the bids received were significantly higher in cost than the town board deemed fair, and the bids were also significantly higher in cost than the amount allotted for in the town budget for the acceptance of yard waste. The town rejected all of the bids, prompting the resolution for this intermunicipal agreement. District introduces new administrative role. This is by Rachel Ross. Last month, the West Seneca Central School District announced that they would be welcoming a new member to their administrative team, appointing former Ellicott Elementary School Principal Deanna Negro as the new Director of Professional Learning. According to District Superintendent Dr. Lisa Kruger, the role was created in order to support professional development for new and existing staff and strengthen unity between the district programs. We actually had an administrative vacancy and took advantage of the vacancy to do some realignments of administrative roles and responsibilities. So we still have the same number of administrators in the district, but we had some changes to our administrative structure to allow this position to have a new focus, Kruger said. Deanna is charged with supporting the learning and professional growth for our 1,200 employees, so that, ultimately, they can be more effective in their roles and impact our students in a positive way. In order to achieve the new position aims, NIGRO will be assessing district practices from both a broad and precise perspective to ensure staff have the necessary resources and reinforcements for success on all levels. On an individual scale, this includes creating or expanding upon academies and coaching opportunities for both incoming and current district employees. Looking at our new teachers that are hired and brought into the district, and providing a new teacher academy, looking at what we can do to support our teachers as they go through their probationary period and moving into their tenure, and then looking at our mentoring programs. Administration is looking to how we can support all of our staff as they enter West Seneca into these positions, and then continue that work with them throughout the early years. Nigro said. On a larger scale, Nigro will be examining the district as a whole to ensure practices between schools are unified in contributing to their overall goals. Long term, we are taking a look at all of our professional development, and that is really tied to the goals and vision of the district, our strategic plan, Nigro said, making sure that the cohesion across all of our buildings, that we are aligned, and that administrators are focusing on the same goals for our staff and for our students. According to Kruger, a substantial factor behind the district's decision to create the new role stems back to the beginning of the 2024 school year, when a group of students requiring extra support were placed on wait lists for outsourced programming, so as the district was not prepared to meet the level of incoming demand. In response, the district announced plans to add several additional specialized classes over the summer. According to Kruger, this role is part of the district's ongoing effort to monitor the expanded program's success and ensure student needs are being thoroughly met. We enjoy our 160 teacher aides who are working with some of our most challenging and needy students and ensuring that they're equipped with the skills and the tools to best respond to the needs of our students in some of the background as to why we needed this position and why we realigned some of the administrative responsibilities to allow there to be a dedicated director that is focused on the professional learning of all our faculty and staff in the district, Kruger said. Nigro said that she already begun to meet with staff from each of the district schools to get to know them and the added resources that would be beneficial to their positions. I have already met so many incredible teachers who are truly passionate about what they're doing, Nigro said. To meet individually with all our directors and our district administrators, really, the vision and goals are so focused, and there's such a drive and excitement that would make anyone feel excited to join us. More information about the expanded special education program can be found at bnews.com. And before we move to our next paper, we'd like to tell you you're listening to Around Our Area on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. And we move on to The Sun, and this is the Friday, December 12th, 2025 edition. Our first article, Frontier Central School District looking to increase security measures. This is by Chris Graham. The Frontier Central School District is aiming to enhance its security systems throughout the district with the over $9 million SHIELD capital project. SHIELD stands for Safeguarding Health, Integrity, Education, Layered Deterrence. The new capital project, which will be a total of $9,030,000, will see new clocks and electronic messaging in all halls and classrooms, video intercoms for all entries with two-way communication, wireless card access for all classroom and other spaces on all campuses, replacing classroom doors which are not fire code compliant, evolve visitor management systems in all elementary schools, and provide additional for Frontier High School to help with evening and weekend events, create a universal pre-kindergarten playground at the Christopher J. Switek Falcon Center, place safety security cameras in areas of continued need, and update repeater antennas for improved radio coverage for all sites. If funds allow, the capital project would also include elevator replacement at Frontier Middle School and the high school, roof upgrades and replacements throughout the district, and new bleachers and press box for the multi-purpose field. The project would go out for public vote on Tuesday, January 20th. The vote will take place from 7 a.m. until 9 p.m. at the Falcon Center at 4540 Southwestern Boulevard. Dr. Christopher Thurman, Assistant Superintendent for Finance and Operations, said the project will have no tax impact on Frontier taxpayers. We currently have a debt service fund balance with some money in it. If this project is approved in January, the plan would be to use that part of debt service to pay down our debt ahead of time that we currently have, which gives us the capacity to take on new debt, which would be a flat zero tax impact to our taxpayers, Thurman said. The Frontier Board of Education passed a resolution surrounding the project and the Negative State Environmental Quality Review Act declaration that the project would have no negative environmental impacts. The project will be discussed again at the board's meeting on Tuesday, December 16. If voter approved the project in January, work would begin in the spring and summer of 2026. Thurman said all work should be completed in 18 months. Body cameras coming sooner than later for Village of Hamburg Police Department, Chief says. This is by Chris Graham. The Village of Hamburg will be rolling out its body cameras sooner than later, according to Village of Hamburg Police Chief Richard Schara. Schara said last week he and other police departments brass had a meeting with Axon, a leading supplier of body cameras for police departments, who the village entered into a 10-year purchasing agreement with for $276,258.75 back in July, about beginning the onboarding process for the body camera program. The agreement includes body cameras, fleet cameras, licensing, data storage, warranties, automatic hardware updates, and service. Axon will update the cameras every 30 months. The Village Police Department was one of the few remaining police departments in Erie County to still not have body cameras. For the department, all 14 officers will receive a body camera. All 6 patrol cars will be outfitted with cameras. The camera will be affixed on the officer's vest, while the vehicle camera will be positioned on the front dashboard. All the officers are for this, Schara said. Schara said there will be a day or two of training on using the cameras before they're fully deployed. The cost per year is $27,625.88. A law enforcement and technology grant is expected to cover a year to a year and a half of the cost. After that, the cost would be covered by the police budget, reserves, or other grant opportunities. Schara had said previously that he believed the cameras would be up and operational by the beginning of 2026. Town of Boston mulling law to better police e-bike usage. E-bikes have been causing headaches for the municipalities around Western New York. The town of Boston is among them, according to Town Supervisor Jason Keating. Shane Miller, who is a deputy with the Erie County Sheriff's Office and also appears regularly at Boston Town Board meetings, asked the board if they would consider passing a law similar to the one passed in the village of East Aurora to help law enforcement better police e-bikes. We've had issues down here, Miller said. East Aurora recently passed what is called a seizure law, Miller said. He noted that those age 16 and younger who break the law will be fined first, and then the bike would be seized and can only be retrieved by an adult. Keating said some of these bikes can go as fast as 80 miles per hour, adding that he is seeing an increase of issues in Boston. You need to adhere to the rules of the road, Keating said. This includes such things as stopping at stop signs. He also noted that as part of the rules in East Aurora, anyone under the age of 16 caught driving without wearing a helmet will have the bike taken by police. Keating said this topic was recently discussed at a meeting he held with the other area supervisors and told Miller the board will consider adding a law to the books as requested. In another matter, the board passed a resolution to extend the moratorium on the issuance of permits for battery energy storage systems for 6 months. Following a public hearing, Keating said part of the reason the town decided to extend the moratorium is because the municipality is currently involved in litigation regarding a proposed solar farm on Feddick Road. He said the town intends to follow similar wording to that of New York State Energy Research and Development Authority. He believes this will be tied in with the wording of laws involving battery and energy storage systems. Highland Elementary School Chef Academy puts the students in the kitchen. This is by Chris Gordon. Each elementary school in the Lakeshore Central School District offers students various intramural opportunities. Highland Elementary School Principal Colleen Pilatowski recently told the Lakeshore Board of Education that the school offers an array of intramurals, including garden growing, Wi-Fi, Wednesday, and Lego brick builders. But Chef Academy is one that she is especially proud of as she runs it herself. This is my 3rd year doing Chef Academy, said Pilatowski, noting that there were 6 students who participated in the 2024-25 school year, and 24 this year. They learn lifelong skills, said Pilatowski, adding that it allows students to stay fit as well as try and create new foods. She said learning to cook helps students in multiple ways, including having to do math to help properly measure ingredients. They have fun, Pilatowski said. Part of what she enjoys is getting out from behind the desk and getting to work with students. I get to see them in a different light. They get to see me in a different light, Pilatowski said. This allows her to be able to joke around with students and learn things about them. As part of the learning process, Pilatowski said the students use cutting boards and cut items such as chicken and vegetables. While there are intramurals for various ages, Pilatowski said the Chef Academy is aimed at 5th graders. Superintendent Philip Johnson thanked the parents for allowing their children to stay after school and participate. He added that his mother helped him learn how to cook when he was young, a skill he still enjoys using today. I hope I'm cooking for the rest of my life, Johnson said. The students made dinner for board members that they enjoyed prior to the December 2nd meeting at Highland Elementary School. Pilatowski said the students created the menu and cooked it themselves, which included cutting fresh ingredients. Warm the Children program sets record. Although cold and wintry weather has arrived in western New York, many children are warm to the generosity and caring individuals, local businesses, and churches in the Southtowns. The Rotary Club of Hamburg Warm the Children program provided new winter clothing for 600 children. Throughout the months of October and November, more than 80 volunteer shoppers met families in need at Walmart in Hamburg, enabling them to shop for warm clothing. Brand new winter jackets, boots, hats, mittens, and snow pants were among the items purchased through the program for the youngsters. Each year, we hear stories of homeless families in need, grandparents raising their grandchildren, foster children just arriving to a new home, and many other heart-wrenching situations folks in our community face, said Elizabeth Angelbeck, coordinator of the program. Our mission is to help children stay warm by allowing them to purchase new winter clothing. We hope it relieves some of the pain and angst many of these families are experiencing. Warm the Children is the beneficiary of donations from the Santa Club of Hamburg and Orchard Park, Trinity Episcopal Church, Hamburg, and Frontier Retirees Association, and many other individuals. Although the program has officially ended, donations are still needed so that the club can begin the program in 2026 with funds to support shopping for families in need. Giving levels include Joyful Benefactor, $500 or higher, Caring Supporter, $200 to $499, and Special Friend, $100 to $199. Donations in any amount will be accepted. Those wishing to contribute may do so by making checks payable to Warm the Children Fund, and either mailing or bringing their tax-deductible donation to EBT Bank at 5999 South Park Avenue, Hamburg, New York, 14075, or contributions may be made online at hamburgrotaryclub.org/site page Warm the Children. You've been listening to Around Our Area, a weekly look at community newspapers from around Western New York. Your reader for this hour has been Sally Herzog. Thank you so much for listening.
Coming up next in the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service, we have the Ampol Eagle. At 4 o'clock, we have the Grand Island Niagara County Tribune Sentinel. And following that, at 5 o'clock, we have the Lockport Union Sun and Journal. Stay with us for these readings and more throughout the day.